This wall will no longer be just a wall. It will be a wall of books. Well, not the entire wall, but we're getting bookshelves. So we've avoided getting big bookshelves for a really long time, like 9 years. Whenever anyone visits our place, one of the first questions is always, where are all your books? I thought you would have way more books than this. And then it's always just a knife to the heart because I'm not someone who, I have a ton of books, but I regularly purge. I get rid of books. But they are starting to pile up, and we've avoided getting big bookshelves because we really just don't have the space for them. But we recently got rid of our couch, which used to be against this wall, and our TV is actually against our fireplace, which I'll show you in a second. So we have this available wall because we no longer have a couch. And so yeah, why have a couch when you can have a bookshelf? We're getting bookshelves. Yeah, it's exciting. They're coming today. They're coming any minute. They're coming any minute. They will arrive. We had to search high and low for bookshelves that we liked. They need to have an open back because they're going to be partially in front of a vent, and we don't want to block the vent. They had to look nice. We like to buy furniture that will last a long time, so usually they're nice bookshelves, and I'm really excited. The current debate is who gets to use the bookshelves. I have been told that the expectation is that I will get rid of all the mountains of books that are everywhere that are my books, but also I know that there's going to be a little monkey gremlin who wants to fill the shelves once they arrive. Already I've been told that, a certain amount of space needs to be left for Legos. I'm also trying to figure out how I'm going to organize them. So I want to organize them by publisher, the ones from small presses at least, and indie presses. But I also like to keep my poetry books together. What do? Do I keep the poetry books together, or do I separate them out and put them in with their publisher? Classics. So I have some classics that are published by like Penguin. Then I have some classics that are published by smaller publishers. Do I put them together? Do I keep them separate because I want to organize by publisher? I bet I have some authors that are published by different publishers. That's going to be tough. Okay, maybe I should show you around some of the piles that are living everywhere. Would you like to see the piles before the bookshelves arrive? Let's do that. All this crap out of the way. Here's a big pile of books. Here's a section of books. Here's some of my poetry that I'm gonna have to figure out what to do with. See, here is how our, it's a little messy, but here's how our TV blocks our beautiful fireplace. This is the mountain of books I was told I needed to take care of. I was told by an 8-year-old. Oh my gosh, while I was filming, they called to say that they're 15 minutes away. So we gotta boogie. We gotta move all this stuff out of the way. My face when my husband reminded me we had to anchor it to the wall before we can put books on it. The bookshelves have been secured to the wall, but as you can see, they're already starting to be filled. Sorry. Ooh. Our HVAC is being replaced today. We're getting a new furnace and AC unit. So that's exciting. So it's very noisy in here today. Yeah, so the bookshelves were secured to the wall, and my big plan was today I was gonna fill the bookshelves with my books. But last night, my son and I finished a book that he was reading. It's called Green Wild. It's a really cool, fun, kind of like middle grade book. And we finished it, and I said, do you wanna place the first book on the new bookshelves? And he said, yeah, I do. It's right here. It's a really pretty book, actually. And he pointed to my mountain of books that was over on the side of the room, and he said, can I put your mountain of books on the bookshelves? And I was like, okay, fine. So we had a big old party for like an hour last night of gathering all the books and putting them on the shelves. He said, I put little hints of my books in among your books. So there's like Goosebumps somewhere hiding in here, and Wings of Fire dragon books sprinkled throughout. And of course they're not organized in any way, except for he wanted this shelf to be creepy books. So whatever he deemed to be creepy went up on a shelf up here. He did let me have a shelf for poetry. So we have poetry, and then I have a little section for my notebooks. He was really excited to put my notebooks in one spot. So my idea is I want to at least some of the publishers that I've been collecting have those books together. I don't know if I'll do it for all publishers, all independent and nonprofit publishers, but there are some, like I want to have all my New York Review books together. My small collection of Dorothy I want to have together, and as that grows, you gotta leave some room for that. Grey Wolf I would love to have together, though I decided to keep poetry separate. So a lot of my Grey Wolf books are poetry. Let's see, what else? Who else do I want to gather up? Probably New Directions. I have a lot of New Directions books. Yeah. What do I do with like Percival Everett? Like I have all these, some Grey Wolf books, but then I have James. Where do I put that? I don't know what to do. Oh my God, Sylvia Townsend Warner. I have her books from 3 different publishers. Shit. What do I do with The Volcano Lover? That's FSG, but it's from FSG when it was independent. Well, let's just gather the books and see where it takes us. I think this is the shelf I'm most heartbroken to mess with. This is all the books that he deemed creepy based on the title or the cover. And so I don't want to mess with it. But as you can see, we have sprinkled in the witches and a nice Goosebumps book. And specifically, as he was creating the creepy show, he kept saying, give me more creepy books. Which books are creepy? Find me more creepy books. And then he stopped and specifically said, where's Is Mother Dead? I was like, how do you know? I mean, I guess that for an 8-year-old, seeing that lying around might be a little disturbing, I suppose. So yeah, we decided that was creepy and needed to be on the creepy shelf. So I have another whole area in our office space, which is actually our bedroom, where I keep all of my writing craft books. And so I think these I'll move there. And I think because this is related to like writing and art making, I will probably move this there as well. So I have a whole section of writing books, and then now I also have a whole section of my French books. So what do I do with my French Annie Ernaux? Do I keep them with the rest of my Annie Ernaux? Do I put them in the French section? And my son keeps seeing these lying around. He's like, why do you have so many Annie Ernaux books? Here's another Annie Ernaux book. What's with Annie Ernaux? So cute. It is many days later. The bookshelf has been filled pretty well at this point. We did indeed have some battles over what goes where, but I've successfully organized things mostly by publisher, and I feel okay about how it turned out. So I thought I'd just give you a little glance. We have some New Directions, some Norton, Coffee House, got my split lip press, Biblioasis, Grove, and all their imprints, and a couple of kind of random stuff here, not necessarily indie press, and then also not necessarily indie press shelf, because yeah, there's still a lot of books around this house that need to be shelved. And of course we've added our Halloween decorations as well, or at least some of them, as you can see, and by we I mean a little 8-year-old who likes to run around here. This is the 8-year-old's spooky shelf. We had to have a big old battle about this one, the creepy shelf, because he didn't quite comprehend my desire / requirement to organize things by publisher. So, or he just didn't, he just didn't think that was important. So I managed to do it pretty well. We have Akashic books. We have a couple of just random books. I only have one book from the publisher, like University of Nebraska. Deer Season's pretty creepy. Both my handheld press books are creepy, for sure. So those fit nicely. Two of my Fitzcarraldo books are pretty creepy, but of course then that left Septology, which is not necessarily creepy, though, you have kind of like a guy and his doppelganger. That's kind of creepy, I guess. Then, of course, some of my kiddos' creepy books. And, of course, these amazing little from Soho Crime. An elderly lady is up to no good, and an elderly lady must not be crossed. Best, most adorable little creepy books ever. It was very important to my son that I have a space for my journals so I don't keep misplacing them. If you've seen my other videos, you know that's an issue of mine. But then, of course, he said we needed to have writing utensils also on the shelf. So that's his little display that he created there, along with my Europa books. And then I couldn't fit all of my New York Review books on one shelf. So I actually ended up unhauling a couple, believe it or not, just so I could fit them all in one spot. Which is pretty silly, but they were books that I know I'm never going to read. So my little witch. This is my poetry shelf. So that was exciting. Not every poetry collection I have fit on here. I still have a couple that I need to figure out where to put, but a lot of them fit. These two shelves were unsure of exactly what to do with them, other than, a basket of eyeballs, which is important, clearly. But the reason we wanted an open backed bookshelf is because we have these vents and we don't want to block them. But now I see, of course, that the eyeballs have been placed here and are kind of blocking that vent. Oh well. My son was allowed two shelves. He's got 2 shelves. So that's one of his shelves and the other one next to it. And then my hubby got his own shelf too, because I just, can't have this brand new shelf and then not allow them to use it. So they got some space. We have Dorothy and $2 Radio, and then of course all my my pamphlets from Strangers Press, of course. How could I forget? All these little chapbooks. Should look nice there. This guy, he doesn't look like he's doing so well. Book of Spells back there. My Grey Wolf collection, other than the poetry. which would have probably filled up, if I included my Grey Wolf poetry, it probably would have filled up the whole thing. I wanted to keep my poetry separate. And this is just like one-offs. These are all the publishers. I just have like one of their books there mostly. That's what's going on there. Oh, we missed a guy. Okay, we missed a little section. This, we have Red Hen Press, And Other Stories, Other Press, Tortoise Books, Featherproof Books. Up here we have Charco, Two Lines Press, Transit Books, Archipelago. If you can't tell the theme there, those are all publishers that focus either exclusively or heavily on translated works that are translated into English. And then we have Small Beer Press, Milkweed, and Tin House here. So yeah, it doesn't quite house everything that I want it to house, unfortunately, but it's a good start. There is space behind the shelves. Like, they're big, they're nice deep shelves, so we could double up here if we wanted to. I decided to keep all my writing craft books on my book cart in another room. I will definitely share that with you at some point. And then we also have these shelves over here where I have some other categories of books that I'll probably save for another day. So that's that. Those are the new bookshelves. I am so delighted that I was able to bring you on this journey with me of finally getting some nice big bookshelves in this condo. We love them. We are like so mad that we waited this long to get them, but then again, we had a couch here on this wall before and we got rid of our couch, so there wouldn't have been anywhere to put them. Now we just have like chairs instead of a big old couch. Who needs a couch when you could have bookshelves? You know, I am definitely a book purger. I don't keep a book if, you know, I didn't love it. Unfortunately, I find something to love about most of the books I read. But I definitely get rid of books if I am not a fan. So yeah, I have no problem with getting rid of books. So I have, you know, not the biggest book collection in the world. Yeah, I cannot buy any more New York Review books until I've read and made space for them, because I am committed to keeping that one shelf for NYRB. We're not going beyond that. We might need to start double stacking books behind them. I don't know, we'll see. But thank you for joining me on this journey of getting these new bookshelves. It's been fun. We love them. My name is Sarah. I'll talk to you next time. Bye.